your experience?
Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be discussing Nigeria in its full entirety and what I think about Nigeria. As you guys can see, I am currently in Nigeria right now. This is the little hotel that I booked. These are the curtains. This is how it looks. I'm actually preparing to leave tomorrow. So there's my luggages and yeah. But yes, before we definitely do go, I do want to give my full-on review. So guys, for my birthday, you guys know I'm born in September. For my birthday month, I decided to come to Nigeria just to do like a little luxury kind of trip, nothing too major, but just, something to say hats off to being 28 years old, right? Because wow, 28 went so fast, and I'm sure 29 is going to go fast as well. It's almost reaching the time to where I need to start having some kids damn near. So yes, that's what we're going to be discussing. So I came to Nigeria, and just initially getting off of the plane, it was fine. But guys, if you don't know right now, I'm making this video now in September of 2024. The economy in Nigeria sucks. The economy in Nigeria is nothing to play with. People are desperate for money. People don't have money. The government is not allotting anybody any money. So everything right now is just really, really rough. And I say that because of all the experiences I've had for the past 7 days I've been here already. So getting off of the plane, they always have these guys waiting outside that want to help you to take your bag to either your car or to your Uber, because it's a distance between the car garage from where you actually exit out the airport. So there's like a 6-minute or 10-minute walk. So they offered, and they were like, sure, and I kind of walked already halfway, but they were like, okay, we can at least take you from this point to the car garage. So from that point on, guys, I'm over here getting asked, hey, do breakfast for me, do lunch for me, give me some extra money, just immediately begging. And it's a normal thing in Nigeria for someone to beg or ask you for money. Trust me, I wasn't surprised or shocked, out of my pants when they asked me that, but it was just like, the amount, like even after I tipped them and we got back to the car garage, they're still like, we really need money, give us money. And I'm like, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say about that. Like, things were just so tough. It is still tough, so that was just one instance. And the thing is that the reason things are so tough right now, or the economy is in shambles, because the price of Naira has dropped. It's not worth a lot anymore. So actually $1 equals 1,630 Naira. So that's a lot of Naira. This is an example of a Naira. This is how Naira looks like. This is what I'm going to use for my Uber tomorrow. But that's an example of Naira, just so you know. So the value is not much. It's becoming obvious now that, Nigeria is a third world country, regardless of what you heard, regardless of whatever superstar is coming from Nigeria, regardless of who made it or who did ritual or put somebody up for sacrifice and made $1 million. Regardless of all of that, irregardless of all of that, it's still a struggling economy right now. Just because you see one superstar or two superstars that made it, or a medical doctor, an oral surgeon that made it in that sense, does not mean the whole country is great. No, like, use your common sense. So things have been really, really tough, and just from the things that I've been hearing, it's crazy. I recently had an incident where I ordered a plate of rice, and the rice got bad literally the next day, and I wanted a refund. I was like, oh my God, how's the customer service going to be? let's see if they're going to give me a refund for this. Because really, I didn't really eat much of it. I ate like one scoop of the rice. And yeah, so I just wanted to see if they would give a refund. They're like, oh no, that, you waited too long and you should have known the kind of product you were getting and how fast it spoils. We're not giving you a refund. This is your fault. We don't owe you. So things are like really, really, like everyone is on tight ends right now. Nobody wants to do anything. Customer service could care less. You have to be your eyes and ears, and you have to be sharp about your own self. I'm coming here thinking, wow, since the rise of dollar is on the way and everything's good, like, no, this economy is suffering a serious inflation right now. So what do you think is going to happen when, the price of dollar increases so increased like that to the tune of 1,600,000 naira? Do you think that the economy will just stay that way and progress that way? No, they're going to have to make their cost of their naira go a little bit farther than that. How do you do that? You increase the hell out of your rates. Gas is expensive here. Food is expensive. I don't even know why I spent 58,000 naira on that platter of food that I didn't eat, and the annoying part about it is that they're not going to give you a refund. They don't care about it. It's like a done deal. They never said anywhere on their page they don't give refunds. But hey, looky here, we're not giving you a refund. And I basically know why. It's because the economy is in shambles. So that was a waste of literally $30 right there. It is what it is. But I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. I've never seen Nigeria at this extent. I've never seen things so expensive to this tune. It is off the rails, off the chain. And I'm glad that there's still some really nice people out there that you can ask a question to. You can say, hey, how about this, or what about this, or something like that. You can always ask those questions, to the individuals that do care, and my experiences with the people on the street, on the road has always been good, especially even in this hotel. Because, I'm a resident here. They really attain to me. Like, for instance, I needed some water to drink because I didn't want to buy the expensive hotel water. So they bought me water for 200 naira. So I was like, thank you. That saved me thousands of naira right there. So I appreciated it. But yeah, it's sucks at this time. It's not an easy go round, and I didn't know in September this economy will still be this bad, and there's always a saying in Nigeria, you need money to be in Nigeria. If you want to come to Nigeria and have a good time, Nigeria's fun, as long as you have money. Well, can someone answer this riddle? Why the hell is the government not giving people money? Why do I have to use outside resources? Why do I have to come to Nigeria with a separate currency that's expensive or that's worth more than naira to enjoy myself? The government should be able to give their citizens funds, increase the minimum wage, do something that's gonna, not create such an inflation and hungry people that can't even afford life anymore, people that are even thinking of committing suicide, because things are just that rough. Never, like, from the time I've lived in Nigeria, I've always known that this is not a luxury place. This is not America. This is not a first world country. This is a place in shambles that I unfortunately just come from. It's fine. Not everybody's going to come from a luxury place in town. It's okay. But when the economy just gets so worse and you start to think about your future, you really start to think, like, this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, literally, when I went to go ahead and buy a dress from I guess she's a great, well-known designer in Nigeria. She's kind of like a brand new designer. I don't know the basis of her popularity. I just saw her on Instagram, decided to buy one of her dresses. She failed to tell me that, hey, this is a used dress that somebody already wore, but guess what? You're going to be paying right about 500,000 naira for it, which was equivalent to 850. I was super pissed because I'm like, the beads are falling off. It's a pretty dress, but you could have at least told me someone wore this and that. Guess what her response was? You don't have a valid complaint. That's the end of this, case closed. Like, excuse me? Is that how you're really going to talk to your customer? Customer service is not a big deal. It's nothing here in Nigeria. People should just, they expect you to already know how the economy works, how life is, you know? And it's like, no, if you go somewhere, you buy something, you have a bad business with someone, they're supposed to give you a refund. They're supposed to give you some type of amelioration there. It shouldn't just be, that's it, go ahead and get out of here. And for some reason in Nigeria, customer service doesn't exist. This is why you have people screaming and shouting at people like they're idiots, because people don't know how to even give you any kind of resolution nowadays. If you got scammed, boo-hoo, your fault, shame on you. Like, there's no kind of way to get that back at all. So that's the mentality you're really going to get when you're in Nigeria. You're not going to get nobody here to hold your hand and tell you sorry. They're going to literally make you have the worst nightmare ever. So I just had to suck that in, but I'm so glad I paid through PayPal. I was able to get at least 10% of my money back. I got a refund, thankfully. But this situation was about food. And I'm like, this is your response. You're asking, oh, show us photos of how bad it looked. I'm like, I can't show you rotten food and take pictures of that. I'm sorry I didn't do that. But it's like even the same response I got here. Oh, well, too bad. So sad. You should have complained to us earlier. You should have taken a video. We owe you nothing. Like, customer service is just so terrible. And it's got to the fact that I literally was thinking, wow, how awesome would it be to just buy a home in Nigeria for me and my future family, my kids, plan to have 3 kids one day, and just come and reside in Nigeria. Just come and let them see how nice the country is. But with something like this, with something to where it's like you cannot even get no kind of refund. If something goes wrong, it's your fault. If anything happens, bye-bye, sorry. I'm second guessing coming to living in Nigeria and building a home or even buying a home. This is not a funny thing. This is not a joke. This is people's lives. And now it's like so embarrassing, but people are prioritizing other things than their hygiene. You know, like I understand, you know, the Maslow's hierarchy, that you're supposed to go through shelter, then food, then belongings, and etc. But I mean, and you see that's what's going here. If people don't eat a good meal, literally, it's the end of the world. But what I was going to say is that I'm now perceiving and smelling people's bad body odor. You know, not from their mouth. People know to brush their teeth. I mean, I think that's important. Nobody will talk to you if you have stinking, bad smelling breath. But from the armpit side of things, like people, I'm smelling must. You know, it just reeks so bad. And all you can do is just shut the fuck up about it and just be quiet. Because you know what the economy is going through. You know how people are struggling to survive. You can't even say, hey, you know, what's that smell? Like, you know what must smells like. You know when somebody didn't put deodorant on. So it just really, really, really sucks a lot, you know, and it's a lot to handle in Nigeria. I don't think I could survive in Nigeria if this was the only place I had to live in or my only option. I would be very, very upset. But hey, people go through things, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and judge like I'm Miss Goody Two Shoes at all, because I'm not. But as a tourist, as somebody that left, you know, America thinking, wow, you know, like the hotel staff, you know, is just, yes, they were attentive to my needs, but it's just like you're seeing, you know, yes, they were attentive to my needs, but Jesus Christ, it was really, really rough. You know, it's like the country is going through a whole different type of shambles, you know. Going back to what I said about needing money to enjoy life in Nigeria. If people that live here are not enjoying life already as it is, and you're going to tell them you need money to survive, That is a big issue with the government. The government needs to know how to allow people or give people money, pay their workers money so they can enjoy life. It shouldn't take a foreigner to come from a different country with a different currency to enjoy life. I don't think that's right. So I just say, like, if you see some, like, even the girls now that you see, like, I think they recently said there was a 3 years ago or 4 years ago, there was a 22 years old, no, not even 20, but she was literally 20 years old. I'm lying. She was so young. She was 18 years old, and she went to go ahead and marry a 70-year-old billionaire. Literally. Like, girl, that's just to show you how fucked up life is right now in Nigeria. Girls are going through hell right now. Mind you, this is a 70-year-old man that has at least 5 wives, probably 30 kids. I don't even know. It was about 12 kids. He just had 2 kids recently with her, so it's just, you see the desperateness. You see how people are feeling. You see how this is not no joke. This is people's lives, and some women are just giving it in. I believe her occupation before she got married was an actress. So she used to do all these Nollywood movies and things like that. Her name is Regina Daniels. But she would do all these nice movies and things. And from what I heard, those jobs don't pay too well. Acting jobs, it doesn't cut the check. So, I mean, I understand the poverty, but I don't understand going to sleep with a 70-year-old guy so you can be financially stable. And it sucks. There's such a thing called runs girls. I'm sure everyone has heard of that. That's where you see the women that sleep with these men, and in exchange for some money. It's disgusting. It's terrible, actually. So Nigeria is just not what it looks like on TV or on music videos or something like that. It is atrocious. It is unbearable. It is shit that you did not even expect. When I came here, I thought, okay, at least the economy may not be too bad. I heard about the Naira versus dollar increase, but hey, how's that gonna affect me as a tourist if I come with enough money? I basically prepaid a lot of my photo shoots, prepaid for my videos, prepaid for a lot. Only thing I didn't prepay for is the food. And we're going to discuss the food. Guys, food rates are so expensive. And if you're coming to Nigeria, you need to learn how to cook fresh food. I made a mistake of just being lazy and saying, I'm going to go to this nice restaurant in Victoria Island and get me some delicious food. And there was another African place I wanted to go to that had Igbo food. And I made a video early on it and regretted my decision on that restaurant. She does not sell fresh food. Yes, the food did look appealing on Instagram and I chose to buy it, but what's the point of buying food if it's not fresh? Like, I threw up all of my food that I ate from her restaurant. And then now the rice got bad from a different restaurant. They don't even care. It's not even their problem. They were like, no refunds for this for particular reason. So if you're coming to Nigeria, learn to cook. I've always eaten a cooked meal whenever I used to come to Nigeria with my parents, or if I'm coming to visit. I cook my own food. I do. That's just what I do. So this time I just wanted to give myself a break and say, it's my birthday month. Let me just see what they have on. Let me see, eat whatever they have. And after doing that, I was really disappointed. I could have literally just cooked my own food and went about my day. Literally. That was disgusting. So fresh food always, I spend right about $80 on food and didn't enjoy not one bit of it. So I'm disappointed. But just goes to show you, you have to be proactive in Nigeria. It's a proactive country. It's a DIY country, do it yourself country. Don't wait on anyone else to do things for you. Literally, even just trusting a meal, a freshly cooked meal, you can't even trust that unless it's coming from a restaurant, like, or something like that, or you plan to consume the meal within 24 hours, but you can't even save your food for 24 hours without it going bad. Like, I'm like, some restaurants, and people said it earlier, even when I was back in the States, they said, some restaurants just do not know how to cook food, so don't even trust it. The restaurant I went to was literally one of them. I was so disappointed. Like, what the hell? What the fuck? So, yeah, don't ever get, misled by what Nigeria is or anything like that. You have to really just go out and see things for your own self in your own eyes. You need to. So I felt like I was so duped during this trip, because $30 on food, like, that's, and no refund, no nothing. They don't care. So I am shocked, to say the least. But I'm glad I'm here today, because it could have turned out differently. I could have suffered from food poisoning or something. But yeah, just if you're thinking of coming to Nigeria, they do have the great amenities. You are going to enjoy yourself if you have money to be here. But what if your money runs out? What if you don't have a job? Literally, it's going to be a terrible, toxic feeling to live somewhere that you're not even sure of what your next source of income is going to be the next day. And I think that's what terrifies a lot of these girls that you see are supposedly runs girls. They're sleeping with these high profile men because they know their bills are going to be paid the next day. They know, hey, if I go ahead and give this man a little bit of my time or a little bit of my energy or sleep with him for 2 nights, that's a check for me. That's a roof for some of the girls that do that. They sometimes get a full house, a roof over their head, a Range Rover. They get all these massive, beautiful, great things. So I think it honestly just depends on who you're around. But I don't know. I've as a girl, I would say the only person you should ever sleep with is your husband, because that's what's in the Bible. But if you're selling your body or using your body for employment, that is disgusting. Even right now in Nigeria, HIV rates are so high. It's the same as Houston, Texas. The rates are astronomical. So why would you trust such a field of prostitution to go into, and you don't even know the prospects? You don't even know if you're going to make it out HIV free tomorrow or the next day. Food for thought. So I just always will say, be content with what you have. If you're in the diaspora, if you're in United Kingdom, United States, anywhere other than Nigeria, kneel down on your knees and thank your God, because you do not know the blessings you have. Living in Nigeria is like a delusion. They expect you to have money to do this, to provide for feeding, to pay your bills, to pay your rent, to own your house, all of these things they expect it, but where's the job? Who came up with that idea? If there's no jobs, like a banker's salary can't even do that for you. People have to start resorting to businesses of their own, to try to make it, or, even bad businesses or ritualism, putting someone up for sacrifice, this or that. That's not a great way or a great source of income. And that's why they always say, don't eat food at people's houses. Be very careful, because once you pass away, there's no medical doctor that will treat that. You are just gone. So you got to be careful with what you consume and what you put in your body, because once it's in your body, there's no way to take it out. And whatever someone else is doing to control what's in your body is just going to be permanently done. There's no fixing that. So I say that to say, guys, think very wisely before you come to Nigeria. This is from my own experience. I'm still currently in Nigeria right now. Thankfully, I'm leaving for the States tomorrow, but this was the most disappointing trip I've ever had. because I lived in such an atrocious, I didn't live in a bad, I mean, obviously this hotel is not a bad situation, but from the night I got here, mosquitoes were biting me all over my damn body. Like, getting into an attitude with a fucking food restaurant clerk, like, what the hell? You know, so it just shows you that even at the airport, I felt like I was robbed. Like, they're just taking and asking for thousands and thousands of, naira, and it's not that big of a deal. It's like, we're just going from here to here, and you want to ask me for $15,000 right off the rip. Like, hey, I just got off a plane. But it goes to show you the economy is not progressing. It's not going anywhere. It's not getting any better. Supposedly, the President Tinubu doesn't really care about the civilians. I mean, it just is what it is. If you happen to get your $70,000 minimum wage, great. But, that's just all you get. And that can't really do anything for you. Cost of everything is a lot. There's people that pay millions in rent. So the source of people's money is what I freak out the most about, because I don't know how people make it in this life. Like, literally, I had to use my last $20 bill and exchange that because they were trying to tell me, oh, in order to use this hotel, you got to pay us 300,000 naira for a picture in a video. And I'm like, wow. So things that you don't even budget for, you're going to have to now make that budget. And I'm like, someone that's a foreigner that's just coming into this country, and I see that as a problem. What about the other rest of the people that's been living here for years? They literally are probably going through hell right now. Either that or they're a prostitute. And if you're a guy, you're probably just into some type of bad business, scamming. But I definitely say this to basically just let you guys know, not everything is what it seems like. Do your research before you come to Nigeria. If you can prepay for your service, a lot of people here don't even like cash transactions. They want to get paid via a POS transfer or get paid through, you can just wire the money straight to their bank account and they get it. Because there's this app I use and I send money all the time from America and they get it fast and immediately. Do something like that. Don't go and give nobody no cash, because as soon as you start giving cash, from the time you exchange your money in the airport, you might not be getting exactly the figure dollar of what, or the value of what that currency is worth. So I try to say, be apprehensive about everything. Don't trust anybody. Don't go and say you're having a great meal. Unless you're going to Chicken Republic, you can never go wrong with Chicken Republic. I love Chicken Republic. So definitely go with that route. Any other restaurant, just make sure you just read, because I was so disappointed. I couldn't have been just I couldn't have felt any other way. I'm surprised. Like, I am. But I won't be coming back to Nigeria anytime soon. I don't think I'm coming next year. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm contemplating buying a home, but I'm just like, I don't know. Like, if the economy doesn't get any better, how can I even bring my kids here? What am I supposed to do about that? So I don't know. It's crazy. Very, very crazy. And just thinking about it, if I want to compare and contrast, all the other times I came to Nigeria, I was living with my parents. We were living in their house in Lagos. So I guess the cost of living wasn't that expensive. But now they have to pay for a hotel. You have to do this. You have to, that could probably be a reason why things are tough. But just in general, the prices have skyrocketed like crazy. So I don't know. Just food for thought, guys. Let me know what you guys think about it. Have you guys recently been to Nigeria in the year of 2024? What differences have you noticed? And yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you. So guys, as you can see, as you can see, $1 is 1,642 naira. So it is, I mean, to Nigerians seeing that, that's a lot. For $1 to be that value, that is can get you far. If you're a Nigerian that just has dollars, you're on flames right now. But what I was saying in the previous clip was that Nigerians have outsmarted the economy, and they have chosen to outsmart the economy and do their own inflation. So just because you see a dollar is that much in naira doesn't mean that there's not a counter there. It doesn't mean that there's not a way they're trying to counter that so they can make a profit. Because how this looks right now is like they're not making a profit. Like, you come in, you enjoy the cheap prices of Nigeria, and then that's just it. And then you're the one that really makes the profit and you don't have to spend that much. Well, guess what? Nigeria as a whole has changed. So recently I went and the economy was atrocious. Everything's expensive from the point of gas. Like, gas is totally expensive. So it's expensive to be on the roads now in the streets and to drive. A gallon of gas is 10,000 naira. So I heard. So things are not that cheap as you would want it to be or expect it to be. I'm just going to give you guys an analysis of like everything I paid for, the cost, the rates, like, you know, um, so you guys can see the conversions. And that's what I was trying to explain earlier. Don't have cash. It's just best to save this currency, this transaction, this rate. This is their best rate they can offer. If you go outside of Lagos or you even go to the airport, they're going to try to shortchange you and say, oh no, um, if you don't have big bills, we can't honor this rate. Or even though Google says this, or even though this is what the actual Naira rate is, we're not going to honor it because you don't have enough, you don't have $100 bill. So it's best to just transfer money to the account. Everyone in Nigeria has an account. Trust me. It's a common thing. So for instance, this is just an example of how things are inflated. I damaged one of the towels at the apartment I was, and they made me pay $20,000. I mean, 20,000 naira. So that's an example. I also do have other costs as well that I'm going to slide down through the list and show you. So this was one of my jewelers that made my cultural necklace for me. That wasn't too expensive. Even my tailor that sewed my clothes, I think she gave me a fair rate. I don't think it was that expensive. Yes, this is her. So I sent that for like 3 looks. I think I paid like $500 for 3 dresses, which is affordable. Whereas 3 years ago, I went to a top designer in Nigeria and had to spend $850 on one dress that didn't even, wasn't even that amazing. And it was a used dress at that. So I love that I had a sensible, realistic tailor that understood the economy and knew not to charge me so much, and you don't want to tell them that you come from America because they will inflate the rates for you. They know you have the upper hand right now. So they don't want you to enjoy that free extra funds in your account. They're going to try to increase that. This is my photographer rate, 137. This was, I think, food I ordered or something like that. I don't know. That's what that was for. The jet skiing or the jet car that we did on the water. That was, that rate. This is a net, well, that, yeah, like I said, the photographer, that's his rate. This was a food vendor where I bought a lot of my spices and things like that I eat in America, $50. So I don't think I was cheated out of any money when it came down to food rates and things like that, because everything was just literally reasonable. So yeah, that's just an example of what I have to spend. And I think all in all, I spent 1.4 million naira going to Nigeria, the whole trip for everything I wanted. I don't know why I wasted $30 on the extra $58,000. So guys, we went to the Tinubu Park. Tinubu is the president of Nigeria. So here I am just being silly. I'm trying to get a good selfie in front of the statue, but my drone is acting weird, but that's just how it looks. I've never been there. I didn't know it existed, but I think it's pretty new. Yeah, so that's just a part of Nigeria. And here's another look at a statue. I don't know what to call this, but it's not the Tinubu statue. It's something else. But yeah, I always wanted to take a picture there. I saw it in America, so yep. Guys, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the bread because I don't like spaghetti that much. So here we go. Here we go. It's not on the TV. I love it. It's really good. You guys know anything that's in the bread, I love it. Guys, look at this salad. I'll show you guys. And this is how the salad looks. I'll try to smell it just to make sure what it looks like. I've never had like this smell. I think this smells really cheese. I've never had it in my salad. And I don't know what this is. Is this anchovies? I don't know. Let's let him dive in. I like the salad dressing. I want to try the cheese so bad, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna eat any more than that. Back to eating what I know. So right now we have the pasta and the chicken. Smells kind of weird. I'm not eating that. You guys know I'm a very, very picky eater, so I can only eat certain things. The chicken just smells a little off to me. Like, the cheese looks good, but it's like a whole different type of animal. I'm gonna eat it. Which I think we all love apples, so I'll eat that. And that's the end of this food restaurant. I'm gonna give you guys a tour around the actual restaurant. So guys, this is all inclusive. So if you are staying at the Relax Hotel in Morocco, they'll give you a voucher if you have like a layover. Like mine was 19 hours, so that's why I have that. And all inclusive, but with something in the water so now we are currently in our bedroom here. I'm gonna give you guys a little tour of it as well. Guys, I had a 19-hour layover coming from Lagos all the way to John F. Kennedy Airport in New York. So yeah, we're stopping here in Casablanca, Morocco for that. Pretty nice experience. I think I showed you guys a sample of the food and everything like that. I can't complain about that. So it's pretty cool. The name of the hotel is called Relax. So anytime you have like a layover or something like that, they're gonna give you a basic hotel. Unless you choose to just spend your own extra dollars to go ahead and get something luxurious, then obviously you know that's on you. But yeah, I had a great experience. Pretty cool visiting Morocco. Morocco people are very, very nice. They kind of have the same ideology of Nigerians as well. Like we're all in the same continent as Africa. So it's kind of easy to spot out when someone's, you know, like Nigerian or when someone's African in general. Like they know how to spot you out. So yeah, it's pretty nice, guys. Morocco is hot here. So I know tomorrow we have to go to New York. Guys, I have heavy luggages that I have to unpack. But overall, like I told you guys, Nigeria is not in the best economy right now. Like, it's a shitty place to be in. And you would not believe what the hotel clerk tried to do. Because I had vomited on one of the towels, they just wanted to charge me 20,000 naira to replace that, which is equivalent to $12. And I was like, Jesus Christ, emergencies just don't exist in Nigeria. Like, you cannot have no kind of hiccups. You have to be on your P's and Q's, apparently, because why in the world would I be getting, you know, this kind of this charge? You know, and she's like, it's our property. And I think what it just boils down to is that the economy is struggling. It's not in the best. All right, guys, so what you have here is my dirty shorts. Don't pay attention to that. So this is just a little vanity they have. Obviously, this is outside. How does outside look? As you guys can see, they have a really nice pool outside. Pretty cool. This is me vlogging. Luggage. This is the bed. I have a 2-twin bed. Picture. Closet door. It kind of reminds me of the Premier hotel I had when I was in Doha. How did I forget? Oh, they had a TV here that I'm not gonna turn on. And the lights are supposed to be on. Okay, that's the door. Let's preview the restroom. This is the restroom, guys. Look at how tiny it is, and they don't have any towels. And that's how it looks. Let's go look outside. Now guys, this is outside of my hotel. As you guys can see, pretty large hotel. That's just how this hallway looks. And I actually have to leave tomorrow by 4 a.m. because my flight leaves at 6. This is the stairway. These are the stairs. This is outside. As you guys can see, just a quick city view of how Morocco looks. Super cute. Alright, let's head back in. Oops. I hate these narrow stairs because they freak me out. All right. We're gonna open our door, which was already open. All right, guys, and that is the end of this tour. You used to want these things. Oh, so you see the two. So guys, here's another Igbo kind of look, dress attire, specifically only worn by Igbo people. Guys, we're on our way. We used Royal Air Morocco, which was a pretty well-known airlines or airplane with Morocco. So it was pretty nice, decent. And I think now we're heading to JFK. They are on the transport, and yep. Guys, this is some of the delicious Igbo food. Look at that. It looks so good, but comments for later. But it was delicious though.